Good afternoon, good evening, and hello, Couch Warriors. I am on holiday, so hell yeah, brother. This is my little preview video for Vinicius Oliveira versus Mario Bautista. So I even got the names correct right off the bat. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that I would be clever enough to figure out a name straight off the bat? But without further ado, I just thought I'd make this one nice, short and sweet because you're cutting into my holiday time so I can catch some fish. So, yeah, because I watched fishing with Bryce Mitchell last night and I feel energized. I feel like I can catch me a big one, brother. I think I'm going to catch me a huge fish, man. Well, I'm going to catch a fish. Don't know whether or not it's going to be huge, but hey, let's see. Let's see how I go. But anyway, I thought I'd just do a quick little prediction video. See if I can keep my pretty good picks alive. But we'll start off with the first fight. This fight is we're back. We're back, baby. We're absolutely 1,000% back. The awesomest location to have events pretty much ever, I would say. The Meta Apex, baby. Meta Apex. We're back. We're back in the Apex, and we're yeah. So we've got a fight night, and we've got a lot of yeah. We've got some banger fights. We've got some not so banger fights, but yeah. So we'll start the card off with a women's bantamweight fight with Claudia Segula versus Priscilla Cachoeira. So as people probably know, or I don't know if you guys know, but I know that Priscilla loves to cheat. She loves to try and eye gouge. She loves to try and hook the gloves. She likes to uh, shove her fingers down into your mouth. Oh, fish hook you. I think they like to call that. So this cute girl Claudia, she's gonna get her ass beat. Um, but she's going to win the fight. The fight is definitely going to go in her way. She's going to be the way crisper fighter, and I think and Priscilla is going to have to try and cheat her way into a victory. But I think the days of that I think are a bit behind her now. So I've got Claudia Segula winning, good old fashioned decision or a late submission. Moving up, we're going to go to these two fucking mutants. You got Muin Grafanov versus Jacob Whitclash. Now, Jacob Whitclash was the guy that Patchy Mix was supposed to. Well, apparently it was meant to be a layup for him, but we saw how that ended. So, he's got a reasonably impressive record. I think, I Oh yes, I mean I think because he's got a 0 inch reach, I think $7.5 billion company, and you can't even get the reach of your fighters. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the comedy relief around these parts. But yeah, I've got Whitclash winning this. I think yeah, I think yeah, just because I haven't really seen the other guy, Muin Grafarov really fight before, but I just but I'm going with the Reiner Dorita looking dude that looks just so freaking odd. They just both look so freaking odd, don't they? Yeah. But yeah, no, I've got no, I've got I believe that the reach is going to be on his side. Wrestling advantage is obviously going to be for Gafurov, uh, for obvious reasons. But yeah, but I've got Whitclash winning that by decision. Up next, we have a women's flyweight bout. This fight night, by the way, guys, this fight night at the Apex has more ranked contenders in it than UFC London. I was yeah, UFC London has, apart from the main event, has Michael Venom Page fighting unranked Sam Patterson, and it has Mick Parkin ranked 13, facing an unranked dude, and I believe one other dude that is in like the high teen, well, between 12 and 15 in the rankings, and that's it. This fight here is where versus 12 and 13 in the flyweights. I've got Wang Kong. I've got Wang Kong winning this. She's a little doctor chick that's gonna come out and smoke old mate Uruda Mora. I mean, I've got faith. I've got faith in my little Chinese export here. But we never, you never know. But but this is just going to be another points battle. Who knows? Might be a finish. I mean, Apex cards do, like, for some reason, like, there's absolutely awesome fights on at the Apex, and the Apex is just, oh yay, cool. I just got this massive KO victory against some can in a room that has like 200 people in it, and and they're all staff. There's no fanfare or anything. So, but yeah, so this one here I reckon will be a good fight. But I've got Wang Kong winning this. Up the card we've got Javid. Yeah, we've got my boy Javid Basharat and Sid Nurmagomedov, who said that Nurmagomedov can bounce back from great wins. Hell yeah, brother. So my boy Bryce Mitchell took Sid's ranking away from him, so he's looking at bouncing back and getting a easy dub from Javid. Javid, I think, is going to be just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that Javid's got this. I think he's just a little bit more well-rounded than Sid. I think Sid is just a wee bit, just not strong enough. Even, which is funny to say because he's a brother and all. But I think that this Abraham Lincoln ass looking motherfucker is going to get. I think he's just going to get outpointed and stuff. This is going to be just good old fashioned 29-28 decision to Javid. Excuse me. All right, moving on. We've got Bruna Brazil versus Ketla Souza. Now, if memory serves, both these women were ranked at a point. So what I'm gonna say for this, because this one here, personally, I don't give a flying fuck about. So I'm just gonna go for the whole one, Bruna Brazil. So this one here, is probably gonna lose this one, but I don't mind. Moving up, I mean, they're moving up the card. We've got Nico Price making his return against some Ukrainian dude called Nikolai Veretinikov. Not bad. I'm not that. I've said shitter before. I've said way worse before. Oh, jeez, this one here, this is just another one of those ones. It's like Nico Price, he's getting a bit up there in age. He's been knocked out by Robbie Lawler in his retirement fights. He's been knocked out quite a bit, but he shows toughness and stuff, but I think that toughness ain't going to be, I don't think it's going to be a factor in this one. I think our dude Nikolai is going to win this one. Probably by a TKO finish. All right, well, moving on. I will move. Fucking hell, got a little net around me. We've got another US versus Ukraine fight with Alex the Great White. He's a great white shark. Alex the Great White Morono. Terrible nickname, by the way. Versus, now let's see how good I am with this guy's name. Daniil Donchenko. Oh, that was actually way lower, way easier than some of the other names. So, again, Alex Morono's like an unk. Like, I mean, it's the same with Nico Price. They're both unks. And again, I think the Ukrainians are gonna do this, but I think this fight's going to be a lot closer than the Nico Price fight. I don't know how. I think Alex Morono can clinch up a wee bit better, and stay safe a little bit better than Nico Price can. So I've still got Daniil winning this probably by a later stoppage or by points. Now we're on to the main card. So this main card actually looks pretty good compared to compared to some of these other fight nights that are coming out. So Justin Jacoby versus Julius Walker. This fella here, Julius Walker, is quite a lot bigger. I mean, Justin Jacoby's not 6'3", so I think there's going to be quite a bit of a difference in height in this. Justin Jacoby is on a fight streak at the moment. I think it's I want to say it's a 4-fight win streak, but I believe that is going to be what it takes for him to be victorious over Mr. Walker here. But I think I think Mr. Julius, I don't think has had enough experience. Even though he's 7-1, I think that's going to be it's going to show in this fight, and I think Justin Jacoby's going to win this probably by outpointing Julius. Julius is the one that's more likely to spark Jacoby, I believe. So we shall see. We shall see. This one here is I may or may not be around for this one. Up the card, we've got Gene Mitsumoto versus Farid Basharat. So every time that the Basharats fight, they always fight together because, well, they're brothers, and that's how brothers do. They pretty much, you'll find that there's heaps of brothers will fight all at the same time. This fight will be a snooze fest. This will be Basharat trying to hug and lay on Gene, and Gene is not gonna. Gene ain't falling for it. He is going to be on this dude, and he's going to be, and I think based purely on aggression that Matsumoto has this fight. Moving on, we have Michael Olukchicek versus Marc-Andre Barriou. Man, I should start doing these things in the morning. I'm fucking way better. I'm way better at names and shit. We're going to go off the fighting nerd with this one. Because this middleweight. So he's back at middleweight from a little small stint at welterweight, which I think would have been good for Michael to stay at welterweight. I think. He has been fighting he's been fighting with the fighting nerds for the last couple of training camps, I think, and I think that will be a point on his side for him to win. I think the grappling I think that his grappling is now way better than it has been, and I think the power bar, also otherwise known as Marc-Andre Barriou, I don't think is gonna walk away with this victory. Unfortunately, I believe, So I think I've got Michael. He's the older man, and I think he's just gonna be a little bit too slow for this dude. And so I've got. I don't think this one's going to. I don't think this is going to finish. I think this one here, it's either going to be a ground and pound, finish from Michael, or he's going to. So it's going to be a ground and pound after he's tried getting a submission. He's just kind of can't get the submission, and just starts hitting him. Gets about 3 or 4 really clean shots in. Obviously, old mate looks bad, and then he will. And then the fight will be stopped. A little bit of an early stoppage. That's my opinion, and that's what I think possibly could happen. Don't know. I could be right, I could be wrong, but forget about it. Alright, so this is the featured fight of the night, which is Jail Time Almeida versus Rizvan Kuniev. So I'm not gonna go into this fight. I don't like Jail Time Almeida, and I don't like this fat cunt here. So I am, just for the sake of yeah, just for the sake of picking someone, I'm just going to pick Jail Time. I think he's just going to lay on him and not do any damage, and I think he's just going to try and submit him. And Kuniev is not going to be like, he's just going to be like, oh, I can't get out of this jiu-jitsu, my brother. So he's going to just, and he's probably going to gas, and Jail Time's not going to be able to finish him, and it's going to be a fucking terrible decision. And if it, yeah, so Jailton needs to do a couple of things to make himself uh, an entertaining fighter and a fighter that people want to see, and the one main thing is learn how to punch someone in the face. Yeah, he needs to learn how to punch someone in the face and be able and actually stick to punching someone in the face. Um, but yeah, no. So I'm going to just say Jelton made it by boring decision. Up next we have the co-main event. Now this fight is actually a fucking banger. This fight, I don't know. I'm going. I'm going for my boy fucking Haraguchi. I'm going for Kyuji Hiraguchi because the Gooch, he hasn't failed me before. And he won't fail me again in this one. He's going to beat this big schnozzed Arab fella called Amir Albazi. Um, I think it's just going to be point. I think he's just going to outpoint him. He's just going to out wrestle him, and because even though Albazi's really good at wrestling and stuff, I think the goat just got it. I think he's just got more. It's just more aggression, just more tools in the belt. He's training partners Alexandre Pantoja, and he's and he fights very quite similarly. Like they just give don't doesn't give anyone room to breathe or anything like that. Whereas Mir Abazi kind of needs that space to breathe and stuff like that. I mean, if you can't, like Kai Kara France, the fight that he had where he won that, where he did not win that at all. He gassed in like I can't remember what round it was, but he definitely but he has a tendency of gassing. But so I've got the Gooch on this, and in Gooch we trust, baby. In Gooch we trust, brother. And then the main event, which is Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Oliveira. Oliveira could spark Bautista and get a KO victory. I don't see that. I think Mario Bautista is going to beat. I think Mario Bautista's really underratedly good. Yes, he beat Jose Aldo and he ruined the return of Jose Aldo. I mean, someone's got it, and and the fact that he's it's his come up. You know what I mean? Jose Aldo's he had his day in the sun. He had his all that kind of stuff. He just didn't learn enough in the times, if that makes sense. And it's like all these guys that fought 7, 8, 9 years ago. A lot of them get stung by their own nuts because they don't fight. Well, because they've been fighting the same way for so long, people learn how to people learn how to do their thing, and then they therefore, and ergo, as I like to say, they just get figured out and they just lose. Look what happened to I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm hoping it's not the case, but it's kind of been happening with Izzy at the moment and Robert Whittaker. Derek Brunson was, like before he left, they figured him out. And again, I hate to say it, the Max Holloways, the Charles Oliveras, all these guys, they've had so much fights, and they've had, some people have been able to reinvent the wheel, like Charles Oliveira's been able to reinvent the wheel, and Max Holloway, and but I mean, they still fight the way that they fight, and it's, and they get figured out, and they're never the same. Like Izzy, he's been figured out somewhat, and they. Yeah, and he's suffering for it, and man, I mean Anderson Silva was like probably like the worst example, that, or Chuck Liddell, or BJ Penn, or all these dudes. They just kind of and that's why they hung around way too long. And yeah, but it is what it is. But yes, I mean, the records speak for themselves. I mean, Vinicius has had more fights, but I believe that the fights that Mario Bautista has had have probably been the harder fights, the more experience gaining fights. So I've got Mario Bautista winning this. And this is actually a really good fight card, and it's annoying the fact that it's at an Apex, because this here literally is a good fight night at a location. This would be a good fight night at a location, but they like to keep those. They like to keep like the places like San Antonio or Houston or Connecticut or whatever kind of weird backwater place, or St. Louis, or or whatever, London, Perth, got to keep all the best top notch, all the ranked contenders. Got to keep all that stuff for Qatar, Algeria, Baku, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. That's where you got to keep all those top of the line awesome cards, because that's what they want. Sad, isn't it? Lame. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me tonight on this lovely day on my holiday. Please be sure to like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, tell a couple of mates that I'm not so bad, and I'll catch you next time.